Thank you very much, Mark, and I wish my mother was sitting here. Such a generous introduction. A very, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that all of you have had lunch, because I'm told that dinner is going to get delayed. Is that okay with everyone here? We just decided to change the menu, so it'll take a couple of more hours. So with that great news, I got another piece of fantastic news for all of you. Are my slide deck slides not up? Yeah, I know they're pretty heavy slides, about 150 of them. We've just got an ambulance pulling up, just in case there's death by PowerPoint at the end of my few minutes here. Great news, no PowerPoint slides. And let me be very candid with you. The reason why there are no PowerPoint slides is because my skills on PowerPoint on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being lowest, 10 being highest, is 1. And I have no shame in admitting it, because nowhere in my CV have I written saying very good PowerPoint skills. You won't believe it, but I don't have that on my CV. So I still got by in my career without writing that stuff. So there's hope for a lot of people here. I want to join one-to-one connect in welcoming all of you to this conference. And I want to begin by offering my sincere apologies to Charles Dickens. He once said, "We live in the best of times, and we live in the worst of times." There is no better way to describe the situation and the world order as it exists today than that. But I'm also reminded of Shelley, where Shelley said that if winter comes, can spring be far behind? And I do hope that in this conference, we are going to talk about that spring, which is going to be a harbinger of bountiful goodness for all of us. I know we are in difficult times, and indeed we can see them every day, and unprecedented volatility driven by what we see in politics, economics, and also from an environment perspective. And if some of us thought that that was a perfect storm in itself, just add to it the significant accelerated pace at which we are seeing innovation occurring on a day-to-day basis. And we will talk a lot about innovation in a few minutes from now. And to top that with what we are seeing happening from a technological advancement perspective, that's adding more spice. Because we are redefining the fundamental laws of economics by which we have run our businesses, by which we have lived our lives, by the way in which we have connected and the way we have engaged, both personally and professionally. So there is a lot of change, and I know that each one of you talks about it every day in your work life and at home. But I think if we just look at it from an India perspective, many of us, I think, hopefully will be alive enough to see India to be a developed nation. In the next 25 years, we will be amongst the top 3 economies of the world. And in fact, if you look at, as they say, all the green shoots, and you read the tea leaves, it is only but evident. And I'm just going to talk about one statistic from just a few days ago. I don't know how many of you track, and this is a great, I would say, harbinger of where things are going to be, the number of UPI transactions. I don't know how many of you track that. The number of UPI transactions in October topped 11.6 billion transactions in a single month. And if that is not an example of a great digital infrastructure created for public good that is creating positivity right across the entire pyramid of existence of people in India across rural and urban areas, then there is no better yardstick than that. But can India be a developed nation until India's enterprises achieve global scale? Can India achieve greatness if our enterprises do not strive to be in the top quadrant of performance worldwide? Can India succeed if enterprises and private businesses don't stand up to the occasion? And the answer is not. And therefore, each one of you here plays an incredibly important role in terms of just not helping your own organizations, but in turn helping the country to achieve our ulterior purpose, and that is that one day we do want to see India as a developed nation. Do all of you agree with me on that? Do we have violent agreement on that? I ran public policy for many years. I was in technology all my life. Last few years, I ran public policy. And when people came to me and said, what's a technology guy doing in policy? I said that the future of what's going to happen is only going to be driven by technology. And therefore, policy needs to reshape to understand the impact of technology. Now, nobody understood me at that point in time. Today, everyone understands me because we've all gone and seen the DPDP Act, right? Digital Personal Data Protection. The great news is that your CEOs could have to cough up 250 crores, right, if personal data is compromised. Now, don't be surprised if the 250 crores is taken away from your IT budgets. So it's incredibly important for all of us, and each one of you plays a very, very important role in terms of making sure that we're able to tackle future challenges which are going to be incredibly interesting and exciting. So how do we go about embracing this change? How do we go about making sure that we ride the tiger and we are able to understand the impact of what's happening around us? And I can only tell you it's no single individual or organization who can do it. We all have to come together. And whenever we don't know the answer to a question, the best thing to do is to really step back and see how our ancestors solved complex problems. And do you know how our ancestors solved complex problems? By lighting a fire in the evening and getting the whole family to sit around the fireside. And that's why we even today call them fireside chats. So when you get together as family, as friends, and you start sharing and you start learning, the opportunity that you have to understand what's important to you, the impact, the difficulties, the challenges becomes much, much easier. And that is really the aim of this conference, to bring all of you together so that you can learn. And each one of you is an important part of the One-to-One Connect family. And I'm very, very pleased that by your coming together, I do hope you will take the opportunity to learn from each other. So I presume that that's a promise you're going to make. They're not going to treat this like any other conference, because what happens in a normal conference? You come in, go and look at the lunch menu, wait for tea time. Sorry, Louis, yeah, just being honest. I know it's a profession, you've lived your life, but choosing menus. And then you wait and see, so who is the artist who's going to turn up for the gala performance, right? And then you just let the second day go by, and then you collect your gifts or whatever and go home. Now, if you are here for that, well, I won't ask you to count on that. But if you're here to learn from each other, learn from your colleagues, learn from your friends, make new friends, then you're in the right place. So please, this is an opportunity for you to connect. And how do we accelerate that connection? We've got some fine technology partners who've joined us here in this conference. They are doing great work, leading edge of innovation, and their experiences will be invaluable to each of you. Their products, their solutions, what they're doing for other customers, going to be incredibly important. Last but not least of all, we have here very, very talented advisors from ecosystem. Now, these are folks who actually help enterprises in our region to build out their digital strategies, develop their digital plans, and then identify programs within those strategies, and finally help in execution. Because at the end of the day, the devil is in the detail. So you need to be able to execute very, very well so that you deliver value back to your customers internally. So once again, a very, very warm welcome. I hope you enjoy the conference. Please take this opportunity to learn as much as you can. We're all going to be around here, and more power to you. And I'm sure that each one of you is going to help your organization succeed and help India win. Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to all of you.